Hi guys and welcome to the channel. My name is Nick O'Leary and this week we're having a look at the multiple user feature found on MBUX. Now MBUX is the infotainment system, the brain of the car essentially, which runs your sat-nav, radio, media and telephone functions. And it stands for Mercedes-Benz user experience. And one of these features allows you to create different profiles for each driver. Now you can create up to 7 profiles in one car. So for example here, I could have me as a profile and I could have several other people, all with their own settings the way you like them. So it's very similar to Windows or a Mac where you each have your own login. You have the same in the car except there's no password. So it's really, really easy to log in and it will prompt those profiles the second you turn the car on and get in. You select which one you want. Now, one thing to note is depending on the specification of the car, it will determine what is saved on the profiles. So even if you have an entry-level A-class, for example, with just like standard specification maybe, you still do have this, the user profiles, which is really, really cool, but it won't save as many things as a car, for example, with maybe ambient lights or fully electric seats, because it'll save all of that on the profiles as well. So let's have a look. So as we're in the car now, let's have a look at what you can save on the profiles. So I've got my profile loaded up here at the moment. So as you can see, I've got my name on the top right hand corner of the left screen, and I've got blue ambient lighting, red ambient lighting as well, so a mixture of the two. And then over here I've got the progressive theme, so usually there's a few themes you can choose from. Got radio on the left, miles per hour in the middle, and then MPG over on the right hand side. So let's just see what it looks like if we load up a completely different profile. So I'm going to use the little touchpad controller in the middle, go to the top right hand corner of the left screen, and as you can see here, these are all the people who have a profile on this car. So let's load up Dan, for example, and it'll say, do you want to activate the profile? Yes. And then we'll see here everything changes. So we've got green ambient lighting straight away. We've got the clock on the left hand side, miles per hour, sat nav in the middle there, and MPG over there. So it changes all these things. So let's go back to my profile and we'll just run through a few things that it will save. So let's start on the left screen on the Navi. Now, just to get the kind of ideas rolling, so with SatNav it will say things like orientation or your map, your home and your work preferences saved on SatNav, and all of your favourites. So, oh, and I forgot to mention as well all the previous destinations. Then if we go to radio, for example, of course that will save all of your radio station presets. So you can save a load here and 1 to 5, and then if we go to the arrow, we'll then go across and go even further. So you can save all of these as your favourite. And then going on to kind of combining radio and media, it will also save your EQ settings, so equalizer settings for your music. So that can be quite a personal thing as well. Then of course you've got all the car settings the way you want them for your profile. So ambient lighting, for example, you can change this, have a mixture of multiple colours or just one colour, and then loads of settings from how the screens are displayed here. So just to show you how unique it can be, if we go to, let's have a look at, I think it was Greg's, let's have a look at his, we'll see what this loads up. Yeah, so for example this person has got, I think from the looks of it, red and yellow lights. And then he's got a complete big sat-nav across the right-hand side there as well. And one little thing as well, if you didn't know, you can even change the icons, the layout on the home screen. So when you press the home button, you've got all your icons there. A bit like iPhones and Androids, if you hold an icon, you can actually then move the icon around. And guess what? That's going to save it on your profile as well. So I better put that back or he'll tell me off. But yeah, so there's loads of things that you can save on there. Now, just in case you needed to delete someone. So if we go up to the top right hand side to this profile selector, you can see here there's a few people And don't forget there's that guest one as well. But to delete a profile, you'll first need to load it up. So if we go to Sophie's, for example, we'll load up that one. That will load up all the settings the way that person had them. Now to delete it, all you do is go back to the profile selector. So load up the profile first, then go to the profile selector, and then there's some 3 dots just to the right hand side. If you go onto that one, this is how you can change the image, the name, and a few settings regarding the suggestions and what the car suggests to you. But if you scroll all the way down, you can delete it, and as soon as you've deleted it, it will then just load up another profile, just to leave you kind of where you left off. I think it actually goes to the guest. Yeah, there we go, it goes to guest. But yeah, that's what you can do on the profiles. So now you've seen what you can actually save on the profile, let's actually create one. So on the left screen, just go to the top right hand corner, the profile selector, and then you can see we've got all these profiles here. But if we go to the bottom, you can see there's create profile. So if we go in here, you can then choose a photo or little picture for the profile. So let's go for that one there. And then we can just type in a new name. So we'll just put in like Tom, for example, just for argument's sake. Now on the next screen, it will ask, do you want to copy the settings from the profile that you're on, just to help speed things up? So if you've got someone who's got a few settings the way you like them yourself, then load up their profile and then create the profile in there. Or you could just start again from factory on that profile. So I'll do current settings for now. That's now going to create the profile and copy all the settings from mine to the new person, Tom, that I'm creating now. Then on the next screen, it will ask if you want to enable suggestions. Now, I would always enable this unless you're renting a car. This is basically just going to recommend and suggest things based on how you use the car. So I guess 9 times out of 10, you'll probably want this on. So we'll turn that on. Then on some cars, I've seen this on a GLE, a GLS and E-Class, and I'm sure the new S-Class will do this, but you can actually put in your height, which is quite cool, and it will adjust the steering wheel and the seat position to a recommended driving position, and then you can make small tweaks from there. And then we've got automatic seat adjustments, so this will adjust the seat depending on the profile as well, so again, why not have that on? You can then put in your home address, either save it as the current position or actually type in an address. And then the final thing, connect your phone up. Now, while we're on the topic of phones, I should mention that I haven't actually gone through anything to do with phones when I've been talking about profiles today. And there's a good reason for that, is because they don't actually have anything to do with profiles. The reason for that is because regardless of what profile you're on, you'll always be able to have 2 phones connected at the same time. So I'm on this profile called Tom at the moment, but my phone, if I go to the left hand side, is still connected, you see. So you'll always have 2 phones connected at any given time. It doesn't matter what profile you're on, the phones are independent of the profiles, if that makes sense. Now, one final thing that I would strongly recommend is to enable the profiles sync automatically button. Now, unfortunately, it's not going to be in this particular car that I'm recording this video in, just because it has to be linked to your Mercedes Me account for it to show in the first place. And as this is a brand new car, it's not linked to anyone's yet. But the place where it's found is on the top right hand corner, again in the profile selector. And I've been showing all the profiles there today, but if you go to general settings on the right there, you can turn this thing off, which is the show profile selection when entering, which shows you all the profiles when you first get in the car each day. You can turn that on or off, but underneath there'll be synchronized profiles automatically. It's recommended that be on, especially if you're sharing the car, because all the settings on your Mercedes Me app can sync across to the car as well. So for example, you can change things like your ambient lighting, vehicle display settings from your app, and it will sync to your profile as well. So there's no brainer to have that on, really, but that's where that's found. It's under the profile selector and then general settings on the right hand side. As long as it's linked to your Mercedes Me account, then it will be there. And there we have it, guys. That concludes this week's video on how to create multiple users on MBUX. Now, guys, if you liked what you saw, do hit that like button down below. It really does help the channel. And don't forget that subscribe button if you want to see more future videos that I upload every week on a Friday. Until next time, see you all then.